and doing all that, and I can just
Yeah.
copy the link on my phone.
One of the problems I have when I do it on PC is I will I'll copy it and it doesn't copy the emojis. So then I have to go back and like
Oh no.
respace everything, and it's super annoying. It's a problem with having emojis in your descriptions and stuff. What's up, guys? We're
Have you
live.
guys started?
Tom, how are you doing? Yeah, I just
Went
started right now.
live, yeah, but
All right, awesome. I just did too.
I'm about to just put it on here on the X. What
The
are tweets gonna be?
X.
What are tweets gonna be called now?
They're called posts.
X's? Is this just posts?
It says, you look at the button, it says post.
Oh yeah, it does. So you say post now.
Damn.
Yeah. It's becoming a very like
By
default.
brand recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I would say, does it need brand recognition at this point? I mean, what else?
Oh.
What other apps are people using at this stage?
True, that is true. But if somehow one of the other ones that exist but people don't really use picks up at some point, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think the closest competitor was probably Threads, but we saw what happened with that.
I mean, I think it can still pick up. It's just people realize.
He like Threads.
That I'm pretty sure most people realize at this point that like there's certain types of content on Twitter that is only allowed on Twitter. There's a reason Tumblr for love, and also why Threads did not pick up is because of that particular kind of content.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why Tumblr died.
Okay, so the plan today is
I like Tumblr.
Panda is going to be talking about a recent thing. Appreciate the like, Panda, on Facebook. Yeah, business stuff and things outside of streaming, YouTube, and all that, because, you know, we sort of have our own little ecosystem or community where we interact, and that's all held together by gaming. But there are things going on outside of that that I think are really cool. And for anyone who is a streamer or interested in their own business, or they're an artist, I think maybe there will be something valuable here you can look at, because I know Panda's been working super hard on building it. We also have AXF Play Gaming here, who has started ramping up on the last video you posted was a guide, right?
No, on what was it, a couple weeks ago? It was a review of a game.
A review,
but,
yes.
I'm posting 5 videos a week at the moment until like I finish the games I'm playing.
5 videos a week is crazy. That's a hell of a grind.
Yeah.
And we also have Dane Carmen here, our resident Fortnite and Overwatch rager. No, I'm kidding. But streamer.
I don't do cool stuff like them. I just hang out with them.
She does. She actually works at. How would you describe your business, Carmen? The one that you work at.
So I'm basically an account manager for a company called Grand General that does chrome accessories and lighting accessories for trucks. But we also do like old cars, like hot rods. So I get to go to SEMA this year. So I'm going to Vegas in October. I'm looking forward to that.
Wouldn't that be nice to go to Vegas?
Yeah, I get to see all those cars. I get to see all the new cars coming out too. So
that's pretty cool. I don't know if there's a niche on YouTube that discusses cars in that particular aspect. So there might be some, if it's something you're interested in, of course. But
no, there is. I have a couple of friends who are like really big car fanatics, and they have like YouTube accounts and stuff like that. So I know I'll probably be recording order and making a video out of that for sure, just because it's SEMA. So like they announced like a lot of cars. I think one year they had like the Type R, the Honda Type R there on display. So I'm gonna be looking out for that for sure.
She's gonna be modeling with cars, so that way she can provide you with the life that you deserve.
Yes, I'm gonna try to provide you the life you deserve.
Look, she agreed to it.
It's because
I realized
Nicholas and her had a meeting because she realized that if she provides you with the life that you deserve, you can then in turn grind and provide her with the life that she deserves. See,
I realized.
Great strategy.
Yeah,
it's a symbiotic relationship.
I realized I have to put some kind of effort in order to get something back. So, hey, I did a cosplay photo just for you this week. Okay, so
that qualifies as effort.
Yes.
Yeah, because I am supporting your character.
By dressing up as Widowmaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot of positive feedback because of that photo. So
yeah, I'm sure you did, which I didn't receive any of that positive feedback, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay. I took it for you, and because I took it for you, I got all like the glow from people and like the oh you look so cute. So it kind of like boosted up my like self-esteem. So it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
The happier Carmen is, the happier you will be.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, more like the happier, the less annoyed she is, the less abused I'll be.
Yeah, I do not abuse. I do not abuse them, you guys. I do not abuse Rome.
Potato.
Yeah. Okay, so how Carmen, you had an idea of how we're gonna pull this up?
Well, what I did. Look at my
no,
screen.
she put the presentation together so you could pull it up yourself.
Yeah, so if you want to use the PowerPoint and you could kind of go through as she talks, I did. Like I said, I did at her business.
Where is the PowerPoint?
It's in the Discord.
I open a link. Oh man, let me hide my. Hold on. Let me switch my.
Let me see.
Carmen,
as you can tell,
YouTube?
I was super prepared for this.
Are you on Kick and YouTube?
Yes, yeah, I'm on Kick and YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I missed this.
Really quick.
I don't have access.
Yeah, I'll give you access.
Carmen needs to give us permission.
Yeah, I don't know why I did. I think I forgot to uncheck the.
You need to change the
setting. Yeah.
What's up, Nick? How's it going?
All right, there you have permission now.
Okay, cool.
I asked for permission too, but it's my own presentation.
No, I gave it to you. It's funny because when you as soon as you said it, I replied back, but I realized I was mute, so you guys didn't hear me. So I ran to my computer to like give you permission all fast.
That's funny.
Okay, let me.
Why do I have like 12 email addresses? This is ridiculous.
So yeah, so I added like her business plan also in case she does end up going over that, but her first main slides are the first 2 or first 3, I think.
Wait, are you able to control it for us?
No.
Oh,
that's
okay.
not you at that point.
Oh, damn, that's way too complicated.
Yeah, you're going way into the future there. Way into the future.
You can turn my camera off.
Or Panda. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Apparently, they can't hear you guys. Can one of you guys do test?
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Are you sure you can't hear him? Because like I see the audio moving up and down.
Oh. How high is it moving up?
I have you guys in the green, so -30. Should I do it higher?
Oh my god, that's so low. Yeah, like my mic is -5, and then you guys are -10.
You guys on max. Go say something.
Yeah, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you guys already hit -25. Oh, you know why? Because I have you guys lowered on Discord. You guys are so loud in my ears sometimes.
Okay, maybe I'm loud, but Alex is not loud.
Oh yeah, Alex, I think he's the only one I have. Oh no, I have Alex low too. I have all you guys at 50. Okay, let me move you guys up to 100.
She just doesn't like the sound of our voices.
I do yell.
Oh my god, Alex, your voice is still loud right now. Hold on. I'm gonna do 75. 75. Because you guys are like.
Delete this. Yeah, there we go.
I'm only really loud when I like do some when I laugh primarily, I think. Like when I really laugh.
When we're playing AI Dungeon.
Yeah, like you heard it a couple times probably.
So Panda, do you want to start off by talking about some of the stuff here? Also, how do I get you on stream? Oh, I know what I do. Oh, you disabled it.
I'll turn it back. I can hear myself from somebody's.
How are you, Panda?
I'm going to open her in a new window. I'm gonna pop out window, boom, and then move this, and yeah, chilling.
It might be Rome. It might be potentially echoing it, or what is it? Hold on.
No, I'm trying to see which streams that I have, because I have like all the streams open. So
yeah.
I'm trying to mod. I'm trying to make sure I don't have.
Dang, this is cool.
You open in a new window.
There's a little
pop
out
right
button.
There's a button that says pop out.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Next to full screen.
I have like all of y'all streams pulled up.
Damn. So much internet usage.
We're shutting down Spectrum and Frontier right now. That's all good. So yeah, is there anything in particular you want to, I have some questions I want to ask, but I figure it's better to like, I'm sure we'll all have more questions after you discuss some of the things you want to talk about today. So if you want to give us a rundown of what
just a
Witchykins
rundown
is.
of what Witchykins is.
Yeah.
So Witchykins is a so starting off right now, it is a candle company and wax melt company. I am considering later down the road adding like room sprays and diffusers. But it basically was one of those situations where, you know, we're in the pandemic. I have ADHD and I like to craft. So it was just another thing. I've done crochet, I've done polymer clay, I've done God, what else? Oh, my Cricut. We had t-shirt business for a while there. But I've always been really creative. As you can see here. But it was one of those situations where like I wanted to launch the candle company. I wanted something to do. And when I originally launched, I lost momentum. One, because of what is the cost of goods? Like raw material prices were a little insane. And I couldn't keep up. I mean, like a case of wax and shipping were the exact same price. So
Damn.
yeah. So it cost me almost $300 just to ship a case of wax, and that I couldn't. It wasn't feasible at the time, right? I wasn't having that many sales. I mostly just friends and family was gifting the candles to like my kids' school teachers, and they really loved them. But I did a lot of things wrong, and with having ADHD, I have a tendency to hyperfixate and have a new hyperfocus, and that was what I was doing. But Rome, what do you say? Maybe in the last 2-3 months, I've really been like missing candling, right? So, oh, Nick, so the case of wax itself had gone from close to $100 closer to $200-$300, and then the price to ship was about $200-$300 as well. So it just wasn't feasible because I use a proprietary blend of wax, and that is the only company that I can get it from. But I was kind of talking with Rome, and we were, you know, kind of discussing things that were going on, and he was working really hard on his new sleep schedule, and I was missing candling. I have all of these candles and wax melts, and it hit me that it wasn't a hyperfixation. It wasn't a hyper focus. And I really wanted to do something with it. And that led to research, and that research led to, I did it wrong. So it was time to do things the right way. I've watched a lot of YouTube content from other candlers. I have kind of dove into the deep end when it comes to developing a business plan and doing the research involved pre-launch, and realize this is why a lot of people don't open businesses and why their businesses don't thrive, because they don't have an end goal. They don't have short-term to long-term goals. And that's kind of where we're at. We're still in the planning process. I'm waiting for a couple of vessels that I ordered for samples to see if it's going to fit the aesthetic that I'm going for with the company, but that we're in the pre-planning phases right now.
Okay, and going back to that question that you asked earlier, yeah, like I've known you long enough that I know that you have something that you're really interested in, and then something else might pique your interest, and then you go down that path, and you might be switching between a whole bunch of things. But I would say this has probably been the most consistent, like really, really. I remember getting messages from you early in the morning where you're like, okay, I figured out this new aspect of my business. And I'm like, damn, okay. and it was always going back to working on the candles, which leads me to my first question. which is of all the things that you were doing, how did you figure out that this was something you wanted to pursue longer or invest more time into versus something that you felt like might be just fleeting?
I mean, depending on who you ask, people will say that the candle industry is oversaturated, and anybody can learn how to make candles as long as you understand the math. It was one of those situations where I love candles. I love good smelling things. I feel like the scent of a room can change your mood pretty drastically. Certain scents, they always say that scent is the strongest connection to memory. And I wanted to like kind of provide like an atmospheric, like, something that's beautiful to look at. And something that like can change your mood. In the wintertime, like a lot of people, they want those like cozy scents, right? And it changes the mood, it makes it feel more seasonal. And I just it was something that like, I can do this. Like I feel like I'm capable of doing something. My mom had a business for 25 years. I grew up in that. So I understand the grind. I understand that sometimes it's going to be 16-hour days. I know that you're going to have to put your own personal money in if the business isn't doing well, but it was one of those situations where I just wanted to bring in, just fragrances and smells. And I think that's a huge thing with it when it comes to like sensory and being neurodivergent, and that kind of plays into the whole thing of my process as well.
Okay. Do you guys, Carmen or Alex, do you guys have any questions you want to ask?
This is not a question. This just happened right now. As soon as you guys started talking, the whatever fly is in this room, I thought I killed it, and it actually kept landing on me during this whole time. So for like the first 5 minutes, I was on be right back because I've been trying to kill it, and I can't.
Oh, no.
I can't find
It's
the
okay,
fucking
Carmen.
fly.
It's okay. I've got little fruit flies like all over. We found a not so ripe potato earlier, and that is what was
Oh,
causing
God.
the fruit flies. It like got like rolled into the back
Dude,
of the
And
pantry.
that's my bangs. It was on my bangs, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like
Not the
panicking, and I'm trying to like pay attention to you, but then I realized only I could hear you because I put everyone on be right back. So no one heard like the beginning part because I'm over here like fighting this fucking
For her life.
fly.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And I don't even know where the fly went, to be honest. Like, I'm looking around. I don't see it right now. I'm hoping it died. I found
No,
it.
there goes Mix.
They're dying little
Hey!
by little because I sprayed the house with that thing. So
What's
they're
up, Will?
dying.
How's it going? Serenity
But,
by Jan. Sorry, I just love The Office. I'm not brushed up on my Office.
oh yes, The Office when Jen makes her own candles. Yes.
Oh,
The dinner
that's what
party.
that
Gift early?
means.
Wait, don't give it. Which one is that?
The big Jenga.
Oh, the big Jenga one. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Um,
Nick's birthday is tomorrow.
Alex, is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, not really. But do you have a candle that that attracts insects for Carmen, so she can like swat it when it goes to it?
I mean, I
Yes,
don't.
if you have one.
I don't have like citronella slated for the line. I really don't have an idea of what my fragrances are going to smell like. I have over $200 worth of samples that I'm going to purchase and may actually be blending fragrances, so they will be proprietary.
Okay.
Are you gonna do
We shall
lavender?
see. I don't know.
Lavender's a big hit.
I don't
Well,
know
I
yet.
don't know. I think so.
Well, it's hit or miss. Either people love lavender or they hate lavender. So one thing that I learned when I did a God, Rome, I know you remember this. I did that one market and I sold what, like $20 worth of wax melts, and I was
The one in person.
Yeah, I was so discouraged, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? But there was a woman who was in the booth next to us who was also selling candles, and she's local to us. She has her own storefront. And something that I took away from what she said is that scent is personal. Like, not everybody's gonna like the same scent. So
Everyone smells
You almost have to make
differently.
what you like, and then your audience finds no.
nope.
Really?
That was the problem that I did. I used 5 or 6 fragrances that I really loved, but they're all in the same fragrance note family, really earthy, really musky, like masculine fragrances. But I had nothing for the demographic that likes sweet, confection. I didn't have anything
So
that
there's no
wanted something.
variety.
There was no variety, and that's in my research that I've been doing, is that I have to, at least at launch, need to offer one scent in about 5 categories. So whether that's citrus and woodsy, sweet fragrances, like I have to offer a variety of florals.
That's right. Yeah.
But then I have to have one signature fragrance that is mine, that is the staple of the company, that will never rotate out. But that's just going to be the signature fragrance for Witchykins.
Given the existence of sites like Etsy and stuff, are you thinking, are you going to use that to set up your site, or are you going to use your own website?
I actually have a Shopify already. It is locked under password right now. It's just a coming soon page, and has a email sign up. So for people that visit the site, they can sign up for pre-launch information. They can have sneak peeks into what I'm working on behind the scenes. They may get early access to some sales during launch. They may I'm thinking about doing like 24-hour early access to the mailing list people, just to kind of drum up. But to your point, Nick, I'm really going to focus on targeted marketing. That was another thing that I did wrong, is I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of niche, but everybody's going to love it. No, that you can't do that. You have to have a target market. You have to advertise to that target market. And if you appeal to other people, great. But I have to be able to really hone in on that market and be smart about advertising.
So in a way, and you mentioned this earlier, but the idea, you hear this so often in every industry, and I've experienced it firsthand, but failure is such an important teacher, and such a great test of what direction you should be going. You have this seemingly great idea, and then you go out and execute it, and it completely falls on its face, and you go,
yep.
Oh, I have a new perspective on this now. Like my whole view on my plan has completely switched around. Which, like the moment you said you felt discouraged when you were at that event, it just made me think about all the times, like all the hours I've put into editing YouTube videos to release them, and then they're like a 9 out of 10, or like they're not, because the goal on YouTube is you want every video to be a 1 out of 10, and that means that it's surpassing the performance of each prior video. And when you hit that, it feels really great, but then you start experimenting and trying different ideas, and you're getting a 5 or a 6, and then you just randomly throw something out there and it ends up being a 2, and you're just you always have to be re-gauging what the content or the product in your case is that you're making. And a lot of people are afraid to take that first step because they don't want the resistance, or that they don't want that feeling of failure. So
but if you don't learn from it, what's the point?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you have to.
Well, like key point here to Nick, make a like he says, sounds like something I would do, making a product that the biggest buyers don't purchase.
Yeah.
I alienated the entire, let's say about 95% of the market, because of fragrances that I loved. And then the silliest thing that I did, and not thinking about it, because I was like, oh, well, I'm going to make a product, it's going to have a cute label, but my vessels were literally the last thing that I purchased. So how do people shop online?
By using their eyes.
And I didn't make a beautiful product to look at. Hang on, I'm actually gonna go grab one of my candles to show you.
Was it like an old, just glass vessel?
the last one I saw was it was glass, and then there was I can hear you, Carmen. There was like, it was like a sticker sort of label, like it had Panda's logo, but it was relatively basic. So she's been spending a lot of work.
Yes, I'm looking at the ones on the PowerPoint right now, and these look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so being cheap rather than going and get them professionally printed. I don't know if you can hang on. I'm gonna switch my lights here so you can actually see. So I used paper labels. It's a flammable product, let's be honest here, like what the hell. But like, this doesn't look high end.
Right.
Does this look high end to you? This isn't high end.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean, yeah.
And also the paper constricts like, you can't see the color of the candle.
Yeah, I mean it's just a white candle, but like, if for example, because of my cost of goods, the size of the container, the burn time on this candle, I can compete with the people selling $40 candles. This doesn't look like a $40 candle.
Yeah.
Right? Fair. Like it has to be, if I'm going to sell luxury candle prices, it needs to be a luxury candle. So start from square one, screw the wax, screw the fragrances. What is the vessel going to look like, and how is that label going to complement the vessel?
You had a question,
okay,
Carmen?
I get you.
Carmen, testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I have a question. Sorry, hold on. What's about the vessels, those little containers? Did you actually test them out before you bought them, or you just went for it? Because I do have a friend who did candles, and she did Christmas themed candles, and we bought my ex and me bought like her whole set, and they're like these little like metal containers. The thing is, when you light a candle in that container, give it like probably like 30 minutes, that container gets hot, and eventually it starts to like melt because it's like cheap material.
Oh well, she didn't purchase fryer.
Yeah, so she didn't test it. Containers. So that was my question. Like, did you look into that before purchasing yours?
So I actually, God, Rome, how many months of testing did I do? Like 4 months of testing, 4 or 5 months. It was
an extensive amount of time.
Yeah, I did a lot of testing. So before I did the bulk order of these containers,
check out my stream. I promise.
I did. So the thing is, a lot of people don't understand, because I'm in a lot of candling groups, is some people will go to the dollar store and buy those little pumpkin containers because they're like, it's cute for Halloween. 4 hours into your burn test, you're supposed to actually check the temperature of the container to see what it is. Because if somebody, say, a lot of people neglect their candles, they burn it, they walk away, they light it up, they walk away. You're not supposed to do that. But you need to make sure your candle can withstand negligence, right? You can't, if somebody runs up to grab the candle while it's burning, the vessel can't be too hot for them to grab. Like, there's a lot, like we do 30-minute burn tests, we do 4-hour burn tests, we do power burns where we will light the candle and just let it burn until it's done. And that's
how long does that take?
Depending on, some people's candles have a 70-something hours burn time.
Oh my God, that's
so you really have
long testing period for some of these.
Well, and here's the thing: is each fragrance oil, has a different percentage. So there's a percentage load that is allowable in a candle. There is a percentage of fragrance that the wax that you use can handle. Wicks, that there's a whole science to wicks and how they behave with the size candle and the wax that you're using and the fragrances. Like, you have to test each fragrance with your wax and your wicks and your candles. It's not just like, oh, this one fragrance worked well, time to move on and launch my business. It's, you have to test everything. There is a testing phase for everything.
That actually brings me to a question. So how much testing and how many fragrances do you need to have before you can go, look, we have the concept ready to go. I want to test it with customers. Is that different for every candle company, or is there a basic amount of safety measures you have to do, fragrances you have to have? for it to even be like someone can't go out with one candle, right?
You can.
Yeah.
If you want to offer, if you want to just, there is a woman that started her business. She had $115 left to her name. And she went out and she did testing and she made those candles. And when she was satisfied with those tests, she did what she actually did a pre-launch.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, all right, I know what I want to do. She did pre-orders. She took that money from the pre-orders, ordered the materials to get what was purchased, sent those out, did it again. That's how she started her business. She started it with pre-orders. She is making 6 figures now 2 years later.
That's like kind of a Hail Mary situation.
$115.
That's crazy. Hey, what's up,
If
Layla?
If you do it smart, you can. But you know me, I'm an overthinker anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone.
And
I think
I'm an overthinker, but you have to realize too, with candles is a lot of liability. You're selling a flammable like product.
Yeah, you're really sticking your neck out. You don't think it's that big of a deal because candles are like this. Oh, it just kind of goes off to the side and it's got a tiny flame. But really, if like 5 houses caught on fire because of your candle, your business is sunk. Like no, how is anyone going to trust you after that?
You don't, but here's the thing. If you have the documentation to show that you did everything right, you had your warning label, you put the candle care card, you did the right percentage of fragrance load that the wax can hold, that the fragrance is allowed to do per IFRA, and you followed all of the ASTM standards for candling, and you have good insurance and you've got limited liability, they can try to come after you all you want to. If you can prove, well, Miss Jones, you lit your candle and you set it next to your curtains, what do you think is going to happen? You can't come after me because I have all the documentation to prove
you have all
that
your
I did
bases
it right.
covered. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at your vessels right now, and the one in
that I'm researching. Yeah,
the one in the middle stands out to me. Like it really it catches my eye.
I have samples of that coming.
Yeah, they fit the bewitching scent aesthetic that you're kind of trying to build for.
Yeah,
I like the ones on the second row to the far, the right, the one that has the 4, the mint pink, and then the mint pink and purple, what is it, vanilla kind of color with it. I like those. Those are nice.
Yeah, so
I like it because you can see the candle shape within the vessel.
Yeah, so I'm getting samples from a lot of different companies to do testing on and with. So we're gonna put those vessels through the ringer and see what happens.
That's that's interesting because it goes back to that discussion earlier of the packaging is so important, even more so than the product in some ways, because like I said, I would spend all these hours editing the video, but if the thumbnail and the title aren't clickable, no one's gonna see all the work that went into it. So yeah, I'm glad that both of us independently found that parallel in our own journeys of research. So that's really cool. I can't wait to go to your parkour class at school. Oh yeah, Layla, I can't wait to go back to teaching it. So do that again soon. There was something else I wanted to ask you. Oh, did you have a question?
Panda. Yeah, so my friend here, he's a homeowner's insurance, and he said you're absolutely right about what you said with the warning labels and stuff, so you could avoid lawsuits. That happens a lot. So
yeah,
you're absolutely right about that. That's good. Do your research. I don't know if that girl did her research, because I'm telling you, that candle, it's my fault too, because I totally forgot I had it on, to be honest. Sometimes I forget I have candles on. And we happened to leave the room and we come back, and I had it on this shelf thing that I have in this game room, and it melted and it dripped it all down to the ground. There's still marks I haven't been able to take off from that candle, but yeah.
I actually, in the testing phase, I had a candle where the wick wasn't completely centered. It was kind of a little bit to the side. And because of that, the temperature, the heat distribution from the flame was hitting the jar, and the jar exploded. So you have to be careful. Oh, hello.
We have a guest star.
Daddy got me the big Jenga for my birthday.
Daddy got you the big Jenga thing for your birthday?
Yeah.
I know.
Wait, no?
Yeah. Say hi to Rome and Alex and Carmen and all the viewers.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, go on, buddy. Okay, love you. Stop staring at yourself at the camera. Go on.
He's just like me. He's like me for real. Baby, don't hurt me. Oh my god, that's a jinx right there. Do you have an idea of when you anticipate launching, like actually putting out the first batch of products?
That's going to be dependent on testing.
Okay.
And shipping times on some vessels.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of those vessels are coming from China, from a manufacturer in China. So we got to wait and see. As well as my trip to India next spring.
India?
Yes, going to India for 2 weeks in the spring next year. Miguel's best friend and podcasting buddy, they're marrying each other in India.
So jealous.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, so we're gonna be in India for 2 weeks for the wedding. Miguel is part of the bridal party. So and the thing is I don't want to rush it, right? Like last time there was a lot of testing, there was a lot of hesitation, but this time I really want to do it right. I want to get my business plan in place. I want to have my 30-day plan. I want to have my 60-day plan and my 90-day plan, my 3-year, my 5-year, my 10-year plan in order. I want to know what I'm going to do. And I want to release a really awesome product. And I don't want that to be hindered by feeling like time is running out. There was a show that I was watching today where a woman opened a restaurant in Seattle, Mama Doot, and she did it when she turned 40. Rome, you and I have talked about this before. My mom opened her store that she had for 25 years.
Mhm.
I was 10, so that would have made her almost 50, right? So we have this perception of like things need to be done when we're in our 20s and we have to have it all figured out, and by the time we're 30 we should be married and a house and kids and career, and like who set that standard?
It runs deep. It runs deep. I don't know who, but it runs deep.
But it runs deep. But like success isn't linear either. I failed with the original launch. I learned a lot from the original launch. And now I'm doing the research to do it right. And I don't, I'm going to be 37 this year. I'm not in a hurry. If I launch the damn business when I'm 40 after pushing, my business plan out there and trying to apply for grants and getting funding, then so be it. It's going to happen. Like, I'm not going to not let it happen, but I'm not in a rush.
Everything you're saying about, like it doesn't matter. Like you can do it at different points. Like your age is not going to dictate whether or not it worked. I mean, there's some industries where I guess it does matter, but I know you're 100% right, and I still forget. Sometimes I think to myself, oh, I have to do this in this certain amount of time. Like there's always this voice at the back of my head that's telling me you need to accomplish this by a certain amount of time, otherwise it's not going to work out. Where I have to go back and remind myself, like, no, it's okay. Like there are people who are doing what you want to do much later in life. It's not a rush.
It sounds cliche, but it really is true. The older you get, the less you care. Like, I am 36 years old. At 35, I was 33 when I finally got my nose pierced while working in corporate America. I was 35 when I dyed my hair purple. I was 36 when this happened. Like, you care less as you get older. I promise.
Yeah.
Close the door, please.
I was gonna say, going back to what you're saying, like about how you don't care. Like, what was it about how like you're already in your 30s and like you're brave figuring out things out and everything. What's her name? The lady that does wedding dresses, Vera Wang.
Vera Wang.
She didn't start she got her big break when she was 40.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no actual like age requirement for you to accomplish your goals. You literally
Layla,
accomplish
thank you
whenever
so
you want.
much
It's just up
for
to
the
you where you
bear,
put the time
the
and the effort to
rose,
do
and the
something.
hat.
You know?
Really, really appreciate it.
but
You're the
like
best.
that
And also, thank you
grandma.
so much for the likes.
Yeah,
Like she didn't think that she was
exactly.
gonna blow up as
Also,
a
thank you for the follows,
grandmother.
guys.
Seriously, I enjoy watching her play. Like I literally sit there on Facebook watching her play. That's probably like the only time I actually watch streams on Facebook is because of her.
Yeah.
Like I want to be her when I'm old.
Dude, that's so. I want to be
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia when I'm old.
Well, but
James
like
Bond.
Danny Trejo didn't get his big break until after he got out of prison. He was already what, in his 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's
There's
we're fine.
success. There's no timeline for success. Like, stop caring so much.
I think
Yeah,
it might be a little off topic, but I think generally, like as we're growing up, we're like instilled with this idea that we have to like have everything completely like done by the time we're like mid-20s.
But you
yeah.
don't really know who you are at your core,
Exactly,
honestly,
but-
until you're in your 30s.
Exactly, but like since you're little, you're like instilled with these ideas. Oh yeah, I'll go to college, I'll get a job, I'll work like a few years, and I'll buy a house, get married, have children, everything will be great, and I'll be chilling when I'm in my 30s. And nope, that's not how it works most of the
Yeah.
time, at least.
Well, the way it worked for me is I did everything the opposite way, so maybe that's why I care less.
Well, yeah, I don't. I'm not
That's
saying
probably why I
like
care
whatever
less.
way you do it is fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like generally that's like the life plan everyone gets instilled in them
Mhm.
before they even
Absolutely.
get out of high school.
Then stop
We
caring.
try to like, that's what they want us to do, but like, dude, like college
No.
is a waste of time, to be honest. Like if you're going to college and you have no idea what you want to do, you're just wasting your time.
You need
It
to know.
depends.
You need to have
Well, yeah, when you preface it like
you need to
that, then
focus.
You need to have
Yeah.
you need to have a plan before you make up what you do, because you could go like me and do like freaking accounting and not even end up working in accounting because it's so not what you wanted to do. Like it, and I just wasted all that time learning accounting for no reason because I don't even use it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like these are different. Like honestly, I have a lot of friends that grew up with that whole Mexican mentality that you have to have kids by the time you're 25 and everything. And I do have a lot of friends who have kids. And yes, I am 32 and I don't have kids, and I tend to live this single life and I love it. And I do get talked down a lot about it, but it's like I really don't care. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I'm still trying to figure out what I like, what what are my interests. Like I don't even know. Like I'm still learning, and I don't care that I'm 32. I feel like I'm in my 20s half of the time. I'm enjoying it.
Look at the bright side, Carmen. At least accounting is very applicable to a lot of real life situations.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
that's
at least
true.
you got that.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, so you went to school for accounting? You can help me with my numbers because I hate
yeah.
yeah, maybe it wasn't a waste after all. You might actually be
No,
using
Yeah,
it.
you know,
I'm gonna branch out and have distribution centers in the future, like all over the country, and Carmen's just gonna be my accountant.
There you go.
I'm
It's all
gonna
You can
coming
have
together
whatever
now.
color you can have whatever color hair you want. You can work from home.
I'm gonna embezzle her money, you guys.
No,
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna.
Embezzle her money.
I'm trying to provide you with
Yeah.
a career, Carmen.
Carmen just about to like completely
Alright, I
backstab
can't look now.
Panda.
Look, I can't even a good faith hire Carmen now.
Oh man.
Going back
Very-
a bit, actually, when you were mentioning the testing, it kind of reminded me when I did some QA testing for video gaming, because that's the sort of thing most people don't even think about, like how something is made sure it works. Is a ridiculous amount of testing.
Yeah, and it's not just like me testing. Once I know the formulas are good and I'm happy with all of that, then I have to I've already reached out to Elias and asked him if his wife would be interested in being part of the beta testers, because I am going to have to send things, I'm going to have to ship things. I'm going to have to make sure my shipping process is good so that things don't get damaged. I'm going to have to send these out to beta testers and what do you think about this? Is the hot throw good? Is the cold throw good? Is it aesthetically pleasing? Would you like this in your home, even if it's not, my brand may not be a target for you, but is this something that you would love in your home? Does it fit? Does it kind of sit in the background as something really beautiful? So there's more than just I know it works, but do other people like it?
Yeah. What were you saying there? I kind of slightly interrupted you there.
I was just gonna ask what was the hardest thing in this whole process, like between research and doing any of it? What was the hardest thing to get motivated to work on?
Ooh. I don't know, because I'm like really stuck in the market research.
Is it like dull sounding? It's like, oh, I gotta look at all these numbers and things like that. Yeah.
The numbers are hard for me. And the market research is the hardest part because, like, again, you can say candling is oversaturated. You can go on Etsy right now, type in candles, and find thousands of candle sellers, right?
Mhm.
So, but identifying who I would consider a competitor,
Mm.
that was the most difficult part because, again, most people have these beautiful candles, but for me, what my company stands for is bigger, right? Like, the kind of platform that is really big for me is like, I am a neurodivergent Black woman who is a little bit quirky, and I'm not like, I don't fit in a box. Like, so that actually, that competitor analysis I have to change, because I did finally find a competitor that I feel like kind of fits. She has these beautiful candles, and she is Korean American. And she wanted to offer scents that kind of reminded her of Korea, like mochi and lychee and things like that she noticed that weren't available. And for me, it's like, I just want to be okay not being the stereotypical strong Black woman. Like, I am neurodivergent, I
Mhm.
am quirky, I'm not always strong. Sometimes I just want to be vulnerable and in a space that's kind of tranquil and makes me feel good, right? So that's kind of that feeling that I'm going for. So, and she has this beautiful vibrant packaging, and it's fun and it's quirky, and to me that would be a direct competitor, right? So
Mhm.
so identifying the target market was hard, but finding somebody that I felt like could be a direct comparison or a competitor, that was the most difficult. That was a lot of research.
Interesting. Yeah,
Thank you,
that's
TikTok, because she showed up on my For You page.
There you
dude,
go.
TikTok comes in clutch so many I don't think I
Yes.
would have started any of my like skincare stuff if it weren't for TikTok. Among other things, but that I think that was like the impetus for it.
Yeah, TikTok helped me out with makeup and skincare also.
Yeah.
So
Just
TikTok, thank you.
it knows what to show you.
Panda, my
Mm.
friend said that your hair is fire.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it looks
It's a little messy today because it's raining, and I couldn't be bothered to flat iron it. But thank you much.
the color
It still
contrast
looks
is really
cute.
cool.
I like the curls. Your little
But-
curly bangs.
My curly bangs, my manic episode bangs, where I had to please the mania gods. Yeah. But I mean, but is this not hilarious, Rome? That, like, going back, if you look at the concept art for my logo, that I ended up several years later with that color hair.
It's meant to be.
Wow. Not
Maybe
even that,
maybe
your
making
color
that like
hair is
spoke it into
literally the
existence.
colors of your like company though. Like you have your I'm like right now I'm going through the PowerPoint. I'm like looking at your hair and looking at the colors. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's literally the same colors.
It's literally me. Like, this
Yeah.
is me, like my
I love
heart and
it.
Me for
soul into
real.
this
I
company.
love it.
Like,
There's
I
a
want it to represent me. It's my company. Like, I want it to represent who I am as a person. So
there's a lot of information here. Are there any particular slides? Because I know we've kind of jumped around in what we've discussed. Are there any particular slides here that you want to cover or talk about?
go back to the very first one. Very, very
Okay.
first slide.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
The relaunch
My
plan slide.
The chaos of it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
My descent
Okay.
into madness. So obviously we've kind of gone over, me having to like really be intellectually honest with myself and decide if this was a hyperfixation or not. And like honestly, like being intellectually honest with yourself is hard.
It's being
Like,
honest
a lot
in general with yourself is hard.
Yeah. But I think being able to identify who my target market was really important. Only because, like, you know, again, I would like my candles to appear to a very large audience, right? But like, I need to know who my target market is. Rome, we've discussed this before, but my friend is a she's a food blogger, she's an author, but she's also a private chef, right? How much sense would it make for her to go to a low income area to offer her services when they start minimum at $1,300?
Zero cents.
So why was I mass marketing and not pinpointing who my direct audience is? Who's my direct market?
When you say it out loud, it seems so obvious, but these are really basic things that even I like completely, like, you get so sucked in and started on what you're doing that someone walks up to you and goes, "Hey, did you consider this?" Like, oh. That makes
So
no
again,
sense.
I was just mass marketing, hoping for the best. I didn't have, you know, specific hashtags on my Instagram. I didn't do any paid ads. You know, now I know, like, with the price point that my candles are likely going to be at, I need to target those high income areas. I need to hit the Miamis, I need to hit the New York Cities, the Seattles, Portland, LA, you know, like I need to hit those target audience, but then I need to, now that I have that area where I know that people have more disposable income, because let's be honest here, you're burning away something that you bought. It's disposable, right?
Mhm,
They obviously they can keep the container if they want to for later, but it's disposable. It's people need to have disposable income for that. So I have to hit those areas, those cities, and then I target down to women between the ages of, you know, 18 to 45. And then I need to target down to this type of, you know, it like it's very strategic of marketing to those specific people. And then if other people find it and they love it and they want to buy it, treat themselves, great.
Hearing you explain this is getting me, like, I don't know, jazzed up. It's very inspiring to hear this, because
but you can pivot and you can take that to like your stream, like, and I've
that's what I'm thinking
before.
about. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Of like, who's your target? Who's your target?
Yeah, well, I would say for me, it's probably between it's like teens, 15 and up to you know, like males 35. But
Are
you
you
know, it's kind
marketing
of
to them?
sometimes.
What are you doing to market to them?
Sometimes, but not always.
Because posting a thirst trap on your story is not going to appeal to that market.
Well,
I mean, he could open that door for girls to go and join in. But I mean,
that's not
the only girl he got was Carmen. Was like, oh, who's this?
But no, but that's what I'm saying. That if he has to advertise and do things that is going to appeal to that audience first and foremost.
I think Ron kind of already targets, like, I think he does target people, because he does a lot of those like videos where he like talks about inspiration and stuff like that. So that's where he gets all those young kids mostly. Besides being a coach,
but what else is he doing to target that?
That is true.
What are the hashtags that are being used? What are your SEOs looking like?
Well,
what are your
here's the
analytics?
thing
Like,
about
all
hashtags.
of that matters.
The thing about hashtags now, that it things changed a lot, like on IG and TikTok and stuff. You can't have more than 3 hashtags, because then they mark you down as a spam.
No, I know, but that's
so
what
you
I'm
need
saying.
to have
You
like
have to
3.
be very
You have like 3
strategic.
unique hashtags, and very look like the ones that people are gonna mostly click. It's
but it has
so
to be
weird.
strategic. It has to be strategic. Marketing is its own entity. It's its own beast, and you have to research and study it. And when I tell you, I've been hours and hours and hours of research on marketing and SEOs optimization. It's all like, especially with my website, because I'm not gonna have Etsy driving customers to me. I have to drive my own customers to my website, and I have to be very smart about it.
So that gives me that brings me to two questions that are kind of related, and one of them is, how do you balance? No, let me do the other one first because I think it's more pertinent. What is your long-term goal, if you have one, or vision that you see for it? Even I know you said earlier it's you want to go at a pace that's comfortable for you, but at some point down the line, is there an idea of, I want the business to be at this spot?
So there's two goals. There is, the first goal is obviously, well, let's pivot. That's three then. So the first goal is obviously to get the business to be self-sustainable, right? Sustainable to the point where I can quit my day job and just run the business. And that, yeah, right. That I can just run the business. It's self-sustainable. I have an income. Cool. The step from that is a storefront, with a studio space in the back, so that way I can really separate home from work. And obviously that's going to happen depending on, the faster that I grow, the faster that dream comes to life. The second point to that has come from that is either a maker space, that provides a space for other small businesses to have studio space that they can rent out if they just want, if they're getting too big for their kitchen at that point, or their little office or their living room or their dining room, to have a small studio space, to have other creators come in, photographers teaching photography classes on how to take really amazing product photos, right? Having that space available to them so that they can do that, having a shipping and receiving area. And if it's not a maker space, there are a lot of mini warehouses popping up in downtown Atlanta, right? So instead of getting a huge warehouse, 7,000 square feet, some of these are 250 square feet, and it's like a shared office experience where there's a boardroom that you can rent. There's 3, loading bays that are shared, but they don't offer that south of Atlanta. So I live further south of Atlanta. I live more in the suburban area, and there's a lot of warehouses, but there's not a lot of spaces for small businesses to be able to have something like that. They have to either get a storefront, they have to, get a huge warehouse and hope for the best. But there's nothing at like a medium small level to help small businesses, e-commerce, to grow. They all have to go downtown.
Oh, I see. So what you're offering is an in between. Now, this isn't a place where people would purchase, right? This is just them doing their work.
It's renting out a space.
Ted actually mentioned a similar idea when I was walking with him the other day, and we passed a building that I guess was it wasn't being used, and he was talking about how great it would be to have a spot where people could, it's like I could go in and do my stream, or someone else could go in and work on their shirts or on their cameras. Exactly. So,
and we have that downtown Atlanta, but they don't have anything south of that. You have to be in a big major city for something like that. And I know there are so many small businesses that want to get out of their garage, but they can't yet, because you have to rent either a storefront or a huge warehouse. There's nothing that services this area at that level. We have one maker space, but you can't rent space. You can go for the day, like book time in the photo studio. You can go for a class, but there's nothing that has that feel of, we're all working together, we're all learning together, taking classes from one person. Hey, if you're interested in resin art, somebody can provide a class, but they also have their studio there, so they don't have to take it all home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something that has that kind of feel of community and collaboration is something that I'm looking for down the line, separate from the candle business. Hopefully the candle business can fund that. That's the big goal.
I imagine if you want to have a space like that really works, you'd have to like the people coming in would have to meet some sort of minimum profit requirement. Otherwise you'll get a bunch of people saying they have business ideas and they're like they're not doing their work and they can't afford the, because even though that would be a cheaper option than a warehouse, it still wouldn't be cheap because you're running a business and you have to be providing a product that's helping to cover the costs of being in that location. So I mean that's an aside. But yeah, I mean Makerspace is really cool. Like Mr. Beast has talked about this. Part of the reason why he had such a huge rise and why he became such an expert at YouTube was because he and a group of other individuals were dead set on growing, and you grow so much faster, like you learn so much more when 5 people are making 5 separate mistakes and no one makes that mistake again, rather than one person making all 5 at different points and going, all right, I got to do this now and I got to do that. Which I mean is part of the reason why I created that group chat with you guys, because I don't know anyone else who is on YouTube or who streams, and I felt comfortable talking with about it. So it's a nice way to stay motivated and not go crazy, because any of these like entrepreneurial pursuits or artist pursuits, if this is something you've never done, it has a real possibility of driving you insane, because there's so many incalculables and so many like, well, you messed up, but I can't tell you where you messed up. You just got to figure it out on your own, and who knows how long that'll take.
You gotta map it all out. Just go backwards.
Yeah.
Make a mind tree. You have to make a mind tree. Yeah. I'm
Actually,
trying to find a quote that I found from the local candle supply company. They shared the other day, entrepreneurship is risking it all for a dream nobody else but you can see.
It's like no matter how many people have accomplished something similar, your version of it is still an experiment. It's like every movie is an experiment. No matter how many great actors you get on it, how many, like if it has an amazing director, a great cinematographer, you don't know if it's going to come out good.
Yeah.
So it's just,
well, that's why, and I appreciate the group that you've created on Discord, especially because it's one of those situations where like I know if I'm like really excited about something that I'm working on with the candle or like candle company, or if I've learned something that I think that you can use for streaming, I'm like, I gotta call Rome, I gotta text Rome, I gotta tell him about it, because I know you're gonna be excited about it too, right?
Yeah.
If you have other people that are excited about things that you're working on, that motivation helps, because sometimes there's going to be like, you just don't want to, like, I don't want to sit on the computer for 3 hours building out spreadsheets and reading about my competitors and what the industry is looking like and the climate of all of that. But like, if I can be like, dude, I found something cool, and share that with somebody that actually is
it
not
feels
just
good,
humoring
man.
you.
It feels good.
It feels good when somebody's not just humoring you of, okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I could say like they don't understand. People have this perception of, oh, like they just stand up there, they get in front of the. It's like you don't realize how hard it is. My favorite.
Sit down and play games.
Yeah, all you do is sit and play
It's not as
games.
easy as you think. Yeah.
Oh God, streaming. But you remember that one day that you're like, help the stream go, and I'm like, well, I streamed to myself for 4 hours.
That's real. Yeah, that's
It's like
so
I had
real.
to talk for 4 hours by myself.
That's the
for practice.
The main reality of most people that stream for a long time.
And they don't get it. They don't know unless they're in it. And they're like, oh, this sucks. I need somebody to talk to about this. Like, do I keep going? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I handle this? What's the pivot? What's the plan? And when you have other people you can bounce ideas off of, like I sent Rome, if you go to the page that has the vessels.
That's this one?
Like the second one, I believe.
Second one?
Second one, yeah. So that vessel in the center, I mocked up the label that's down at the bottom, and it was a transparent label, and I put it on the thing, and then I sent it to my friend Ansley, who lives in Portland. She's got very good taste, right? Like, and I admire her as a businesswoman. I admire her as a mom. And I was like, Ansley, what do you think? And she goes, you need to remove the Chibi logo, because I personally would never buy a candle that has a Chibi logo on it. I want it to sit in the background and just look beautiful in my home.
that makes
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought about it, but that makes perfect sense because the product is meant to integrate with the home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as much as I love my Chibi logo, and as much as I want everybody to see her, the candle needs to speak for itself.
Yeah.
And I can make a really cool, beautiful box that I can put that candle in with my Chibi logo on it.
And you wouldn't have known if you hadn't asked.
I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask. I would get exactly like Nick said, you want to smell the candle, not see it.
You have to see it first, and then once it's there, you smell it, and then it's like, check.
And then it's a beautiful glass jar that's just sitting there that can integrate and blend to any atmosphere. But the Chibi and it smells nice and it looks nice. It's not garish, it's not gaudy, it's not cartoony, but my box is going to be bright and colorful and have my Chibi logo on it, and the label will have my company. I don't need the logo there.
To be honest,
so
candles, I buy the way I buy them, besides like the smell of it, is depending on the jar that's in or the vessel it's in.
Yep.
I personally don't really like buying candles, but I sometimes get them for my living room. So I like to buy some that kind of matches my living room because I have a very like black and white theme. So I always go for more like modern like looking candles than like something like. So yeah, like I get what she meant by putting like that logo on there. But also if you have just like a basic logo, like I like the two on top that are just very like basic without the character. Those would look nice if you were doing like modern type of style candles.
Well, and the label to the far left, that is likely the label that I'm going for.
Okay.
But then the box itself is going to have the fun Chibi logo on it.
Yeah, that's
and when I parallel played with Stevie, who is also a creator, they reminded me, because I was starting to get a little fiddly with the box design. They reminded me, Panda, it's going to be somebody's trash. Stop spending so much time on it. It's going to be in the trash.
Because the only product is the actual candle.
Yep. But the box is going to have the care instructions. I don't have to print out care cards. It's a, but it's going to be somebody's trash. Don't spend 2 hours on the box.
Yeah, that comes later when you're like the size of Apple and you can spend it all on the experience of the box opening. But cross that bridge when we get to it.
Exactly.
Balance. Like your business card for now. Instead of spending so much money on the packaging, make that as that little card that comes with the candle. That kind of like, you have it already. Yeah.
Well, she's shipping the product anyways, though, so.
Yeah, you could throw that in the box itself. Yep, there you go. You throw one of those in there.
Okay.
If I ever make it big and I decide to make a plush Plague Doctor thing, we'll see. Maybe I'll take some ideas from Panda.
Do a collab where it's a Plague Doctor themed. Ooh, that'd be kind of creepy though.
Stevie are actually, so the funny thing is, Stevie's company is Mystic Designs. My company is Witchy Candles. They mesh really well, so we're actually going to do a collab candle that will only be available for purchase through Stevie's shop.
Okay, that would be cool.
So Stevie's customers will get a kickback or a discount from me if they want to purchase anything from me, but they can only get the Mystic Designs candle from Stevie.
I see.
Yeah, that's a good way to like collab together.
So I'm really excited about that candle.
So it wouldn't be very on brand of me if I didn't ask this, but does any of your inspiration to get into candles, does it relate back to gaming or streaming in some way? Because I know we're all here because we're gamers, and that's how we started hanging out.
So with the main launch, there will be nothing related to video games. However, I am planning on doing limited release drops going forward after we get established and everything. And there is kind of a gamer themed kind of situation that I want to put together that like is the nostalgia of like either childhood games that I've played, that I've met certain people. Like there's going to be a connection tied back to like our community and the communities before all of that, like Danny's community through Destiny. So yeah, there's it's gonna happen eventually. There will be a limited drop of gamer themed candles. Yeah.
Ah, yes, the Dorito and Mountain Dew scents.
Dorito and Mountain Dew.
No one's gonna
Yes.
want my black and red candle.
Yeah, black and red candle for Rome. You know. Let's see what Diva.
Harsh
Diva,
rectangular
what colors
shapes.
are Diva? Like her basic costume, like but like blue and like pink, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun. And like with it being like Witchykins, I want to do like Pantheon themed candles, like limited drops of those. So something to do with like the Orisha and Yoruba, Greek Pantheon, Roman Pantheon, like all of it it's eventually gonna just gonna be some fun stuff with limited drops. And I think the fun part of that too is like being able to build hype around a drop that's going to be limited is a good kind of marketing tactic, right? Like you don't know how many, there's only this many available, and once they're gone, they're gone. You know,
the FOMO tactic.
Yeah. There's something it'll come back to me. But
it's all coming back to
my
topic that I'm sending you guys a picture on the group chat. So this already exists, but something similar is probably the idea in the way far future.
Oh, what I was gonna ask you is so how did you settle on the design theme of Witchykins candles, like of it being like witchy vibes?
Sorry, it's just making me giggle because of the current situation that we're dealing with. So I've always been fascinated by the occult anyways. And then like you've seen animes where they're like the little chibi witches and like they're just like really, really adorable. And like just kind of like mushrooms and toadstools and this hat. Hang on.
Just like the conventions. The conventions of that. Oh, look, guys, it's the signature. Well, it's a different color. It's the signature hat.
It was literally this hat that kind of started the chaos of Witchykins and like the brand. And so yeah, that's also from Mystic Designs. Stevie made this.
I think one of my favorite things about your chibi is the little gem that's hanging off the top of the hat. That looks so cool. Just the color schemes are so like they just naturally flow into what the vessels are gonna look like. I think it's awesome.
Well, and that's like those are like my two favorite colors, and it's so funny because like growing up, like I was very anti like hyper femininity. Like it was not a comfortable thing for me. And like as I've gotten older, I mean my desks are pink, my PC is pink, my eyebrows are pink. Like it's just being able to like physically express myself like outwardly on like how I feel on the inside, and like the chibi cuteness of like the kind of connection from like the earth to like life, right? Like there's always that like the earth gives us and we take, and the energy that's kind of around us. And I know it's like hippy dippy trippy, but like you give what you receive. You get.
There's people that are they're interested in that. And,
I mean, it fits the whole witch thing too. So
yeah. So and that's kind of the she's just a cute little witch. And growing up, I don't know. I'm aging myself here. Nick at Night was a staple.
It's okay. We're twins.
House. I know we're twins, but Nick at Night was a staple in my grandparents' house, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch was something that we used to watch all the time.
My sister used to watch that a lot, but I watched it in Spanish.
Yeah, so it's a bit of nostalgia, right? Like that kind of like she was like the good witch, and we have this perception, like especially like Disney films and storybooks, where the witch is like this evil person, like they're bad, they're ugly, and I just wanted something that was just like the cute little witch where she's just happy with her candles and her cat companion. And, the cat there is a nod to my late cat Batty. So, it's me in a logo.
Wow, that's really awesome. You guys have any questions?
Not really. I'm still
Oh,
fighting with the fly. I'm
Oh
not kidding.
no.
It keeps coming back.
Oh
um,
no.
Punch
what
it.
is your? I'm curious because like I need pointers with this. What does your advertising strategy look like? Like, are there certain social media sites that you're aiming to hit, especially for people to know about? Like, how is the word going to spread about these camps?
So one thing that I did learn that's very unfortunate is you can't rely on your friends and family to be your customers. That's
Nope.
not your customer base.
Right.
They'll
Yeah.
help you
Yeah.
out, but
They
they
might
won't
At the
they
invest.
might,
beginning, maybe. Yeah.
They're not it. Yeah.
but that's not who's going to help you grow, right?
Just
Yeah.
You can't rely on them. So through Shopify, there is optimization through social media. You can connect Pinterest. Pinterest is a huge thing, especially for the demographic that I'm hitting. It's mostly women. You can actually advertise and sell through Pinterest connected through your Shopify. There is Instagram. That's going to have to be very strategic. There are some smaller influencers on TikTok and Instagram that I plan on putting together like a PR bundle and sending out to them that I feel like fit my aesthetic and my demographic and kind of have the positive message that I want to send forward. So I will be reaching out to them. So I'm going to try for as much free promotion and advertisement as I can. I've got my mailing list that I'm setting up. TikTok, obviously huge for candles. People want to know how things are made. They enjoy the process of knowing that their product
Oh
is
yeah. There's lots of.
handmade.
I've seen lots of
Not
videos
even
like
that,
that.
like just doing like the packaging alone, like putting like your label on and everything, and like getting it ready to ship out. People love those videos.
might be able to do like a time lapse video as well.
Yeah.
And I'm also considering starting a YouTube channel specifically for Witchykins, and to document the process, because I know a lot of people are interested. There are a lot of candle channels where people already have the established business and they're putting it out there on like, you can do this too. This is how you do these things. There's one or two that have actually started from the beginning of, hey, we're going to open a business and this is the process that we're going through. Here are the failures, being super transparent. And customers like transparency from a brand, especially a small brand, right? Larger brands, we don't expect so much transparency for some reason. We want 100% transparency from these small businesses, and they make one mistake and we rake them through the coals, but McDonald's can screw your order up 5 times and you still go back. Right?
Yeah.
So you still
Very
go
accurate.
back.
Very accurate.
Right? We rake these small businesses over the coals if they make one mistake, and we don't forgive and we don't forget. So I think, just being able to document the process, even if it's not high production, high value, if it's just a vlog style of like, this is the garbage that we're going through with testing, this is the garbage that we're going through with the distribution and suppliers, like it, people might be interested. If they're not, they're not. But somebody may find value, and like these are the struggles that I'm going through starting a business, and it's okay if you're going through the same thing.
It's a lot of information that you as an individual have to sort through and implement as you're going. So
Yeah,
like we were saying before, it's not easy.
it's not. And now, and like I said at the beginning of the stream, now I see why so many people, either their business fails or they never get it off the ground because of the amount of work that it takes.
And it's weird too, because like you technically don't ever have to fail. Like you could always try and try and try and try. The only time it ends is when you give up. So the onus still falls on you. Like whether you decide, like I could try to become a famous actor until I'm 100. And it may happen. I mean, there's a higher chance of it happening if I stick with it that long. But the only guarantee that it won't is if I just give up completely. So yeah, it's a lot of psychological factors.
If you do that action,
yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, Carmen's
stream
adamant that
my
I don't
leave,
give up.
I come back. Yeah, Rome can't give up because he needs to support me. Like I want a bigger setup than what I have right now, so I need Rome to like get his shit together so I can make this happen. Like
one of
I
these
had to-
days, Carmen, people are going to be talking about this as if it were a conspiracy. Like, oh, actually, Rome is not a legit streamer. Carmen paid a lot of money to get his stream pushed out to all these like big.
I'm
big
surprised
outlets.
the questions about whether you guys are a couple haven't come out yet.
No, I always get that one every time.
Oh, do you? You get that one?
Yeah. At this point, they already call him my boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
I never get
You
that.
guys, no, it's not boyfriend anymore. Like you guys are an old aged couple.
Yeah.
The way that you argue.
I got that with Chris. People were like, we're an old aged couple. Now it's
oh
damn.
yeah, you and Chris. Oh my god.
Dude, you guys like when you were playing like Siege, like even
Shut
on
up!
Siege, like damn, like
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I always remember like the first, like when I first started watching Rum on Twitch and he will play Siege and then Chris will hop on and they'll like get into like their little like moment and I'll be like, do I stay here or do I just go?
I feel like I'm watching something that I shouldn't be watching.
Like, I'm like, oh my god,
I was like, should
this is
I
a private offline conversation. That's funny.
Okay, Carmen, it happens.
That's hilarious. I had no
but-
idea people said that to you, Carmen. They thought
Yeah,
we
I
were-
get that. I also get that too with my other friend, Eric, Faded Friction, because I will always like post them too. But I'm like, no.
Oh,
like,
so
that's
it's not
my
exclusive. Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Great.
No, well, I haven't
Carmen-
posted on him in a
Carmen
long
has
time.
that
but now,
poly thing.
now he
going.
has a
Yeah,
girlfriend.
it's not fair. I didn't agree to this.
You guys are
I
brother
made
husbands.
Oh.
Oh no.
Brother husbands.
Oh no.
No.
See, earlier when Carmen was saying there were certain things off stream that she didn't mess with, that should be one of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hat on. God, I love this hat so much. This makes me
The
so
whole
happy.
conversation about relationships is supposed to be a whole nother topic, a whole nother Sunday. Not this Sunday, you guys. Just go back
How did
onto
we even
topic,
get onto this?
I
Oh, we're
don't-
talking
I
about
don't-
I don't know.
Oh, because you guys said I pay people to push the stream or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
yeah.
I mean, you did bring up that that's what people say or ask you rather.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that is technically more people are aware of my existence now because they
Yeah.
asked Carmen who that person is.
Who's that guy that's with
Even I think
Oh
that's
no,
real
Rome, here's the
like-
thing. Here's the thing, because you're gonna that's what it was, is we were talking about like it's only a failure if you give up, right?
Yeah.
And you were saying that you need to, you might be aged, but like just if you blow up around the time that Nicholas is an adult and that he can properly run your fan club, just let me know.
Panda, I have this small, it comes to me once in a while, but I have this thought in the back of my brain that one of my students will get, I don't know, like really successful and they'll be like, hey, Mr. Alex, you drop this.
Oh, no.
Like, help
Give you-
me out.
just give you a
It's like
blank
a
check.
direct deposit comes in.
Damn. That'd be the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Be more like
It's
they get famous.
my lucky duck. Lucky's
That was-
birthday's on Tuesday.
Who's lucky?
My
Yeah,
buddy.
duck? Oh wait, so it's nothing.
My
I thought you had like a
Duck?
duck, like an actual duck. I was like, can I see
No.
it?
Yeah, with a Facebook account.
Lucky's birthday's on Tuesday. He's gonna be an old man.
Oh, just like the rest of
Man.
us.
Just like the rest of us. He's gonna be a grandpa this year.
Think-
His oldest daughter is having a baby. I'm so excited. This is gonna be my little grand niece or nephew. Grand nephew. I think it's a boy. I'm excited. I'm
that-
excited.
That's pretty much everything I have as far as questions. We're about an hour and 30 minutes. So if there's anything you guys want to ask,
Oh, it's a girl. It's a girl.
That
Ooh.
what?
Oh, there's a kitty
niece.
out
It's my grand niece.
grand.
The kid. So confused.
No, so Lucky's name is Scott.
Oh,
We met in Call of Duty. The one time that I was brave enough to come off of mic and didn't get berated.
Friends. Hey, the people you make friends on Call of Duty, those are actually like
it was Blackout, I think it was. And he like taught me the ropes of the game, and like we were just like the dynamic duo, and I would panic and get
and he'll save you.
No, I would panic and get team kills. It was very strange. We call it the Panda panic. And
oh, I love that. I need to draw that.
They're dead.
That. Oh my god.
Like, Panda, stop shooting, they're dead. Yeah. So
When's the last time you played Destiny?
Oh, and I was a pack mule. Me and Lucky don't play Destiny anymore. He's the reason I played Destiny to begin with. Oh. That's how I met Danny through Scott. Oh yeah, I was a pack mule in Blackout. Let's just loot my body. Oh, you need ammo, here you go.
There you go.
5.56, I got you. Like, we're good. So yeah, that was good time. So we've been friends for 4 or 5 years now. 5 years now, I think. Yeah, about that time, because Nicholas was 6 years, because Nicholas was a little bit under 1, and he's turning 7 tomorrow. So yeah. Online friends are
crazy. Yeah, well, some of them are.
I need you guys.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I need you get. Yeah, don't let out the Winston there.
Oh. Me playing Valorant?
You sounded like a
Alright guys, this is the monkey stream, sorry.
The monkey stream.
But I need to get at least 2 of you, hopefully all 3 of you, to play Elden Ring at some point.
I've considered it.
I know you have it on your wish list. I spied on you.
Oh, you can see my wish list?
Free?
Yeah, we can see your wish list.
Oh.
Hold on, wasn't it for free? Like a couple weeks ago?
It better not have been.
Epic?
No.
Yeah, I
No
think
way.
I got it in my library. Yeah, hold on.
Elden Ring? There's no way that's free on
so.
Epic.
Yeah, I think so. Hold
So
on.
imagine a week after it comes out, yeah, free on Epic.
I step away and everyone's
let me
making
get in my
monkey
Epic
noises.
account real quick. Hold on.
There's no way. The game is barely a year old. There's no way.
Panda.
It was Elden Ring Online, I think.
I'm just imagining like.
Oh, you're thinking Elder Scrolls Online. That's
yes,
that makes so much more sense.
Okay, sorry.
Damn.
I'm
know Bandai just like, screw it. Our biggest seller is only a year old. Send it on Epic for free.
Like, sometimes has some good drops.
We're having a serious discussion about business, and I'm dressed up in a suit. Nick goes and gets a glass of water, comes back, and I'm wearing like a gorilla costume and jumping on my chair.
Someone donated 1,000 bits. Let's go. That was the incentive.
That was the impetus.
Gorilla costume on stream.
Oh my! I just got. Imagine having a live stream series where you do Zoom calls and they're very, very professional. And as people cheer more, they just become deranged. Like, imagine your 3rd grade English teacher acting like a Gen Z TikToker after 1,000 bits.
Rome.
Don't fall into the NPC trap here.
No. Here's the thing, Alex. You don't understand. Me and Rome will get on the phone or on Discord and like normal conversation. Everything's normal. Things are fine. And about 30 minutes in, we both lose our minds. We just go absolutely unhinged. It's fantastic. And I keep telling him we need to just record this on OBS so that way we have content just of nonsense. But it's a mess. Come here, buddy. You go night-night?
I'm trying WoW for the first time today. Has anyone else here? I played WoW to level 20 and I didn't commit afterwards.
People ask me if I play that. That's my first thing. It's like, no.
Would you ever try that,
I don't know
Carmen?
why. I don't know, because I grew up making fun of WoW, so it's very hard for me to like I don't know,
It's
like
for nerds.
yeah, like literally
Literally,
when
as
I
you're
grew up,
playing
like,
video games? What?
but
Because
here's
she
the
she
thing.
played Call of Duty though.
I
That's
played
why.
more like
Oh
sports.
my
I play more
god.
sports, more like Tony Hawk. So I was telling Panda
Wow,
and
you're
Alex
so
earlier.
edgy.
Okay,
I was
guys,
kind of
Nicholas is going to bed. He wanted to tell you all good night.
All right, good
Good
night,
night.
buddy.
And that when he wakes up in the morning, he's going to be 7 years old.
big boy.
Good night, baby. You hiding now? You hiding?
He's like, I've had enough screen time.
He's room.
Nah, he's
I
gonna
love
look at the
it.
screen to
Oh,
himself
you're
again.
so tired. Oh, no, you're
Oh,
so
no.
tired. Goodness. Why are you looking at yourself? Why are you making
He's like,
that
that's how I look like.
He's like, dang, that's
I'm
me.
beautiful.
Did you hear him? He
I'm-
goes, good night.
Good night.
All right,
Oh,
good
look
night.
at that
Go tell Daddy good
smile.
night. That was silver tooth energy.
Nick in chat says, I don't play WoW. WoW is for nerds. I play Fortnite,
Nerd.
a man's game.
Man's game.
Man's game.
A manly man's
Yes, it's a
game.
man's game.
Dude.
Didn't they say what was that one TikTok I sent you that that Fortnite is the gay Call of Duty? It was like a gay comedian. He was like, I was playing, Fortnite, Call of Duty for gays. And he was like, I mean, I'm in the middle of a battle. Hang on, I need to build this house, and this needs a window.
That's so true. I need to start dancing.
Yeah, dance
Oh
break.
my god, that's real.
We just see this is what's happening. Me and Rome, the one brain cell is starting to get shared, and we're slowly gonna start losing it.
We've been in a nonstop conversation for an hour and 30 minutes, so it's going out the window here real quick in a sec.
I ain't
Oh,
carrying
Panda,
you guys
since
in
you're
Overwatch
playing
anymore.
Baldur's Gate, you're gonna have a connection. You already have that connection with Rome. You'll know what I mean when you play it a little more.
Oh, no. I can't wait.
Am I in the game?
Will, you have to carry me in Overwatch because I said so.
Actually, correction, Anna got play of the game last time.
Oh, that's right. Grandma got play of the game.
Grandma,
I don't know about that
Gil
carrying
Panda
business.
got the play of the game.
Grandma. No, you know who carried us? Natalie. And then she was like, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Because we lost. And she went like 34 kills with Widowmaker. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, excuse me? Like, you just carried. And now you're apologizing.
We let you down.
Damn.
Teenagers, man. Teenagers. All right, that's it. I'm done talking about business.
Have either of you guys, Alex or Car, have you been inspired to start your own brand? Like whether it's candles or not?
My brand.
Well, I already mentioned it. And I already showed you like a little example, but
Yeah.
the hold on, let me turn
We
off
have
my
yet to win
window
against
capture.
Let me get my
Lady Gaga and Dolly
blueprint.
No,
Parton.
I was turning off my window capture real quick. But the little plushie. Eventually, maybe I'll make something
Did I
along
miss
those
this?
lines.
Or did my
Check
brain
the group
forget
chat.
it? Okay.
Chat on Discord.
Yeah.
I do have a pack that I made with someone for that to start and had to complete at least by next year or a year from now. But I might consider start practicing on how to tattoo. Because apparently a lot of people like my line work and will like a lot of those pictures I draw.
Yeah.
So my best friend doesn't want to shut up about it, so she wants to get me a machine so I can start practicing.
Oh God, I love you for saying machine and not tattoo gun.
Yeah, what's a machine?
I didn't even know there was a distinction to be made.
It's a machine. It's not a gun.
But here's the thing about tattooing. Like I've watched so many shows. Like I'm very into watching. Like at that time it was Miami Ink. Then you had LA Ink. There was New York Ink, and then I watched what's it called? Ink Master. And I listen to a lot of the criticism that they get, and then I watch them tattoo, and I see the difference between an ugly line and a nice line, and like I seen when one person damaged his skin because of how hard they're like putting pressure with the needle onto his skin. And it's like there's so much to go, and that's why I'm always like, like very like, oh, I don't want to do this because what if I hurt someone and everything? And my best friend's like, what if the whole point is you practice? You just have to practice, and she's literally like donating. Yeah, and she wants to donate her body to me. So once I'm ready,
go.
And
no,
I'm
what
like,
you do,
I
Carmen.
told her I would never tattoo you until I'm 100% ready. Like I'd rather get what you were saying, the tattoo skin. I'm not gonna tattoo you until I'm 100% ready.
Carmen, you want to know? Little known fact about Panda is she used to co-own a tattoo shop when she was 20 years old. And did a 3-year apprenticeship and doesn't tattoo. Oranges.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Oranges, because the skin, it's not smooth. So to get a straight line on an orange skin, if you can get a straight line on orange skin, you'll be fine.
I never would have thought.
Yeah,
and then
I used to, I've had many a life, Rome.
My cousin's boyfriend is in the middle of his like apprenticeship right now, and so he started on the part where he tattoos himself for practice. So he actually did one on his thigh, and for it being on his thigh, I actually like went and looked into it because I seen his other tattoos. He did one on my cousin with a cross, and it just. I even told him like, dude, that's probably like the worst one I ever seen. Like the cross was so like.
Oh, I've seen some pretty janky tattoos in my day. Yeah.
And not only that, like it was just so unproportionate. Like the lines were bad. Like you could tell where he like overpressured them, where he didn't. So he's gonna cover that tattoo for my cousin. But the one on his thigh, considering it's just an outline and he hasn't even started coloring it. His lines were a bit shaky, but it wasn't that bad. Like it was like okay, like it was all right. So like
my first tattoo ever was on Damien's dad, and you know like that cringe joke of I bet you $10 that I got your name on my ass. I tattooed the words "your name" on his butt cheek.
No!
I mean, he wanted me to do it, so it looks good. The line work is great.
Well,
that was the first tattoo I ever did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, the only reason I don't have any tattoos is because I don't know what I would commit. Yeah.
To be honest,
dude.
This tattoo I kind of did it because I went through a typical story. You go through a bad breakup, you want to do something that you think is gonna impress them.
Girl, you got your hair. You don't get a tattoo.
Instead of taking your hair, she got a tattoo.
So, I went and got the tattoo. But the thing is, like, I thought about it before, and I really I fell in love with my dog Diva. She was my therapy dog. She helped me out. So I was like, I want to tattoo her. My original drawing was actually smaller than this. It was supposed to be a smaller version and just like a tiny one. But the guy that tattooed me is like, no, like I want to put detail into it. So he actually made it pretty big. And my dad calls it the black spot on my arm in Spanish.
Of course.
But I'm not gonna lie, for this being a $400 tattoo, I really, really like it, and I get a lot of compliments on it. So
look, it's just I can't say anything. Tattoo. My tattoos have no meaning. Okay, I have a geisha on my foot. I have a teddy bear biting the head off of a Barbie doll on my ankle. I have stars and moons. I have a tramp stamp. I had a Playboy bunny, but like let's get that covered up. And now I have 15-year-old line work on my leg because I never got it finished. So I can't say nothing about that.
Was getting it covered up a pain? Like was that process worse than getting it?
So the cover up is not even done, but so the guy that did it, because the tattoo was like on my hip, because stupid like late 2000s bullshit. He wanted to do the tattoo from here to like here to cover it up. Like from my stomach down to like my hip bone. And I was like, because it's a geisha. And I was like, see, the problem is we put it on the stomach and I get pregnant, it's going to be a Buddha and not a geisha. So we did it from my hip down my thigh. 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with Natalie. So I jinxed myself. And that's why the line work is not done. The tattoo is not complete.
He's still patiently waiting at the shop.
I have tattoos, but the main reason I wouldn't get one's because probably my dad wouldn't like it.
And then I'm gonna get I haven't decided if it's gonna be my right or my left arm. Probably my right arm, just because, you know, driving arm on the left, you'll get a lot of sun exposure to the tattoo. And it'll fade, but I'm probably gonna do a full Doctor Who sleeve on my right arm.
I'm just gonna do these for the rest of my life. I'm just gonna do these little. I'm gonna, someone's gonna stick them on me with some water, and I'm gonna be like, for a week, I'm really gonna like it, and then it'll go away, and I'll put something else. I don't know.
Tattoos that last you for a while. I forgot what it's called.
That, and I'm just gonna get henna.
You guys, I fucking killed it.
I'm proud of you.
You did it, Carmen.
Dang, only an hour and 40. Let's go.
It was already dying from like all the freaking thing I sprayed earlier.
I'm starting to get the zoomies. I'm just letting you guys know this now because I've had to be serious for like an hour.
I think honestly we should probably call it, if you guys want to play after I'm down, but I feel like we should call the stream here because we've accomplished our mission of talking about what we wanted to talk about.
All right, time to mission accomplished.
I crack up seeing Japanese elementary high school girls with Playboy bunny backpacks and socks on their way to school.
Oh no.
There's got to be an English term for that to describe that, like
cringe.
Well, there's something more ironic. Isn't there like an irony to it in a way? But
no,
it's you know what, I'm done.
Like that. Okay.
DJ Smokey.
What's
in
up?
The house.
No, it's Julio.
Oh, I got Julio or whatever his name is.
Lucio.
Oh, also before I was thinking about this last night, Alex. I was getting ready for bed. It was like completely dark. I walked over to my bed.
Thinking about you before you went to bed.
I sat down and I quietly whispered, "For Globo."
For Globo.
For Globo.
Hey, DJ Smokey, let's not, or I'm gonna time you out. Okay, thanks.
You need to show. I think the link's still on the group chat, right? I did a YouTube clip, which is not amazing, but you can at least get to that.
Yeah. No. I think I saw it, but that will go down in history as one of the most amazing things.
I have to find it.
Yeah, I put it on there. It's like a week ago exactly, or almost. I put it like really
we
late.
chat so much though. Perfect time to switch the music. Is that it, or AA Dungeon? Which one? Oh, there it is. For Globo, I found it.
Yeah. Is the term you're looking for bad parenting? No, it's got it. Well, I mean that's part of it, but it's also just there's got to be some poetic quality to it that I can't think of.
Yeah, DJ Smokey, we look for girlfriends on Tinder and Hinge, not YouTube chats.
YouTube chats. Did you get a
Oh my god, have you guys watched the Spectre Squad video with me and Rome playing Phasmo? Because I have watched it so many times. Why am I like this, Rome?
I don't know.
Why am I like it's literally one of those situations where I'm like, am I really like this all the time? Like, is it
you know what? I'm gonna watch. This will be the last thing I do. I'm gonna play.
Are we gonna pull it up on stream?
I'm gonna pull it up on stream and we'll watch it live.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the Discord so I can listen on the stream.
All right, MPA, because I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen it all the way through, so this will be my first time watching it all the way through.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and mute and deafen you guys so I could start opening up my game. I don't know are you guys gonna play or not? If not, so I could just go on.
I'm gonna play. What are you planning on playing?
It's for us, so well it's Panda's choice. It's her day today, technically.
That is true as well. We could do that.
Yeah. Oh, she deafened us already.
Yeah, so we'll wait until she's back.
I'm thinking it's either gonna be Phasmo, Overwatch, or Fortnite as the last resort.
I don't think is Phasmo free.
No,
it's not free.
I don't think it's on console. So we'll do Overwatch.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I'll watch this and then we'll reconvene because I'm gonna end my stream after.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna keep my stream up, so I'm gonna fix my stuff really quick.
But
okay,
I'm gonna end mine.
Yeah.
All
right. Let's check this out, guys. Phasmo? Okay, Phasmo it is.
Hello? Ah, there's two of you.
Oh, we're both
Right.
Just the
We're
two of them.
tech bros.
Straight white men, I think.
We look like we work at Apple.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say Applebee's for.
You know what would have been hilarious?
Right?
He's like, we look, or I say, we look like we work at Apple, and you just see like Apple clothes fly onto us.
We're at the camp.
So
Okay,
funny.
I'm bringing the lighter then, because I really am gonna light this place on fire.
Oh damn!
Okay,
you
motion
serious?
sensor,
No,
parabolic
yeah.
mic, escape a hunt.
What's the name? Judy
Uh,
Birch.
That's very welcome. Did he say something bad?
Hello?
Fire.
It's very welcoming.
Can't figure out how to set these cameras back down onto the tripods.
I also love there's no like. Could you imagine the camera being? He's like, I don't know how to. You just see his hand like fluttering around the top of the tripod with the camera, and it's like, have you guys ever seen that game Surgeon Simulator?
Okay. There we go.
Oh, it was you, cousin.
Ghosty, are you here? Ghosty.
Someone in
If I was a
TikTok.
ghost, I would find it rude to be called ghosty.
Why?
Just saying.
It's like demeaning.
How dare you? Yeah.
Look at me
There's something
constantly
get thrown.
interrupting.
Yep.
Oh, I hear EMF.
Does that mean
Yep.
we're streaming?
Yeah,
on
so,
TikTok?
something did get thrown. It was my little belt buckles. If you look closely,
I heard something get thrown.
this
Yep.
got yanked by the
I hear
ghost.
EMF.
Does that mean
Yep.
we're streaming on TikTok right now?
Razal Ghul,
Right
thank you
here.
so much for the follow on kick.
Over
Ooh,
here.
TikTok.
Level 3 EMF.
Okay.
I haven't found the cursed object though.
I'm going to the
It's-
potty to check the potty for ghosts.
Okay. It's
That's a
not
good
in the potty
choice.
though. We already found the ghost.
How'd you guys find
Dude,
it so
Mike
quick?
did a really good
EMF.
job on the
Oh,
like the
sick.
movement
I'm
physics.
turning on the hot plate over here. Does anybody want some beans?
He's eating beans!
I put salt down.
That must be such a pain to
Take
Is
the
that
girl
for
out
the
of the
beans?
mask everything like that.
Yeah.
He's eating beans!
I got it. I got beans a cooking. I'll let you know when it's ready. Oh, we got another hot plate. Ooh, I'm gonna make more beans. I'm cooking.
What are all the
Beans!
questions that
You
ghosts
just kicked
respond
in.
to? I don't remember.
Are you angry? Are you French?
I love
you
my
pizza?
disembodied voice like
How old are
that.
you?
I identify
But somebody
as
else
pizza.
also asks, "Are you French?"
Get,
That's one of the questions you can ask.
Is it really?
Yes.
Specifically French?
Yeah. Are you French? Are you pizza?
what does it say to argue?
He's just so unbelieving. Oh, there's the
Yes.
I
pizza.
guess like you could ask it anything at that point.
I wonder if it's can we try a Pulte bum?
Okay, beans are done. Yeah, sure.
Should we try a Pulte bum?
Yeah.
Is
we
he just
called it
on the
Like, what
spirit
do we call
box
our
while he's
pile?
talking?
Or poltergeist pile?
A Pulte pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Pulte
even
pile.
know what it was called until you told me.
Oh,
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Where are we-
Brandon's
where-
face.
Where are we starting at?
Oh.
Okay, here. Okay.
Look, we got all these beans
Right
for the
here.
pile. Beans.
Oh my god, what is this mess on the ground?
See, this is the part where I should be dressed up as a maid, like trying to clean everything.
Dude,
It's
this,
clearly not a
this is a
poltergeist.
disaster.
Judy!
Hang on, we gotta put this stuff away,
No,
guys.
leave it alone. Ah.
Judy.
What? Are you serious, Panda?
Yes. Yes. Leave it alone.
There's a knife on the ground. This is a walking hazard.
I got really excited about the poltergeist pile. I'm sorry.
The people
but the
who
cans of
hired us
beans.
to do this ghost hunt are gonna be really pissed and charge us when they see that we left their camp in shambles.
Oh,
We just told him the ghost did it.
Oh well.
I'll have Andrew come by later and pick it all up.
There you go.
No. I'm getting into the truck, and then you can use the monkey paw.
I don't know how to use it, so I'm just gonna bring it towards
Ask-
the truck.
Okay, so
can
I'll
say
give you
things
I'll give you
like-
the items. Hang on. It's
Ask for
I'll give you the-
knowledge.
yes, there
It
will be
will
an
probably-
affliction that happens because of the use of the monkey paw.
Okay,
Let's
here we go. Ready?
go.
I wish for knowledge, right?
Oh, this ends so
Yeah.
badly. I
I wish
remember
for
this.
knowledge.
You're gonna be partially blinded. It's hunting. Let me get the. Let me
I
get
hear the
Sage.
camera.
Yeah, it's after you. It's going after you.
Is
Let me
it?
get Sage.
Oh,
Yep,
guys.
let me-
Anything.
It just cuts to you in the like off to the
Nothing.
side, like soloing.
Yeah, maybe we just need to.
Oh,
Oh!
bad choice.
Up.
Where are you?
Alright, yeah.
Oh, it's right there. It's
Oh, it's a little kid now.
On 2 feet. It's gained enough power to move closer to its
No.
actual.
Yeah, it's
Oh
no!
Holy shit, that was fast. Oh, that was
under the-
fast.
I'm part of the poltergeist pile now.
I told you it was
That
an
ghost
omen.
animation is really cool.
It was a poltergeist.
Damn.
Brandon got it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh man, huge shout out to Mike for inviting Panda and I onto this stream and putting this whole thing together, because as a video editor, I know how much work my job is, but as an animator, I don't know how much probably went into creating this, so it had to have been a lot. All right, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Panda for taking charge of today's stream and talking a little bit about her business. I hope you guys found some tips and pointers that were helpful. I definitely felt a little bit inspired by hearing some of it. So take care. We will be doing another stream on Tuesday, most likely, and the schedule for that will be going up shortly. Shout out to Alex and Carmen as well for hopping on there and asking some really good questions and discussing some of the things that they're interested in. To give you guys a little more context, it's 4 of us. The 4 of us are in a group where we just sort of push each other to grow our channels and build our entrepreneurial mindsets and just create something good, because for the longest time I always thought I had to do this by myself and I had to just be super focused. But as I get older and more experienced, I realize it's a lot of work, and having people along the way makes it significantly easier, even if they're doing their own thing. So that's really important. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. We're going to be playing some games in a little bit. I'm not sure what yet, but if anyone is available to hop on.
Be gentle with yourselves, chat.
Yes, chat. Be gentle with yourselves, okay? Much love, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Yep, I will be in the Discord.